I got an email the other day from Sun Valley Flower Farms. Sun Valley. That's the Sun Valley Group in Arcata, California. And they have a brand new orange ilex berry. Actually, they have three different colors of that orange ilex berry. So I thought it was time for us to have another part one, part two, part three, showing you those three different colors. So I called up my friend Jenny, who is wonderful. And Jenny's just an amazing lady. And she has been with Sun Valley for a long, long time. And her and I go way back. We've had lots of fun in lots of cities all across this country. And I said, Jenny, would you send me some of your ilex berry in the three different colors and then some flowers that go with it, and we can make some cool arrangements. And so that's what we're going to do. So part one, we're going to talk about Xanthidacea, or the calla lily that Sun Valley grows, and we're going to use some of the orange ilex berries in an arrangement with that. And then in part two, we'll work with ranunculus, some amazing orange ranunculus from Sun Valley. We're going to create those. And then in part three, we will work with some lilies, because Sun Valley grows amazing lilies, so many different varieties. It's incredible. And each one of the orange ilex is going to be a different color. So that'll be fun. And so we'll have these, and so that you can experience those. If you're interested, contact Sun Valley or go to their website, the sunvalleygroup.com, and check out all the different varieties that they have too. So you can check it out. There's also a link on our website too at ubloom.com, so you can check it out there as well. So our first arrangement, these are the three containers that we're going to use, but we are going to start with a lily bowl. Okay. And so we're going to use a lily bowl. They call it a lily bowl because I guess it was used to float lilies. I don't know, or maybe it's the shape. I don't really know, but I always understood that it was to float lilies, and that it had a little lip on it. They come in several different sizes, and I've got it filled with water, and I used my Chrysal Professional 3. So again, Chrysal Professional 3 is going to be great, even though we're working with calla lilies and we're working with ilex berries. The ilex berries obviously don't need a lot of food nutrient in the water, but the calla lilies will benefit from it. So we're going to work with those calla lilies. So let's take a look at those first. Look at these. Aren't these gorgeous? And so in honor of the orange ilex berries, I am using my orange dram tools today. So I've got my orange compact pruner, my orange bypass cutter, and this is actually my orange Swiss Army knife kitchen tool, but I liked that it was orange, okay? And the knife's going to play a very important role in arranging our callas today. Because you know what? This isn't going to work. Okay, right? We're going to do something different with these callas, and then we're going to use the orange ilex berries as a topping. So it's a fun thing that we can put together. I love that at Sun Valley they call these Xanthidacea, which is the botanical name for them, but they're calla lilies. And so what I think is cool is I do something called a wind swirl arrangement. And I just laid this cellophane down here so that I had something soft to put those on, so my callas wouldn't get damaged. But it would be great to wrap them around the inside of this. So we're going to use one of my favorite tricks, and that is stripping the side skin of the calla lily. So I've grabbed a hold of that skin with my knife, and then I'm just going to pull that skin all the way up to the bloom, and it's going to come off. Okay? So these callas are very turgid. I mean, you know, if you're holding it like that. But now look at what's happening with this one that I took that off of. It is bending and being able to be manipulated. So then I can cut the end of it, and then I can gently work it inside my bowl. Look at that. So it's bent around inside there. And again, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to grab the skin on the side of the calla, strip it down, peel it off, and then I'm going to cut it. Now see, look at how that gets so rubbery and fun, right? Now, this does shorten the vase life of the callas a little bit. But having them in this low bowl with plenty of water is going to be super, super important. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut one shorter. And so, you know, and I'm going to use that guy a little bit later, okay? Because I want to get my structure in here first. So I'm going to take this again. I'm just grabbing the edge of the calla stem, and this is about a 1/4 inch swath that I'm peeling off of there. And then it's going to bend in that direction. Now, the other great thing about doing this too is that if we were doing this with and having them be out of the water, that would be a little bit more difficult because not having that skin on the outside is going to prevent them from it's going to make them evaporate water faster, and they're not going to last as long. So down inside this bowl, they're going to be good though. So again, stripping that off the side, ta-da, and then wrapping it down inside. We always want to make sure too that our stem is staying underwater inside there, and that's important. Okay. Now, the thing I love about this, okay, look, and see there it left that little piece. Strip down the side. And then when we're cutting these and putting them in the bowl, we want to make sure that the end is always remaining inside the water. And that's going to be super important. All right. Now we certainly, look at, we've got them sticking out over the top like that. But we're going to get a couple down inside there too. And sometimes I switch directions so that I get a different look from a different angle. Look at that. Look at how that fell inside there. Now, if you're doing this for a centerpiece, for a table or something like that, and you know, your friends are going to be so impressed because it's going to be like, wow, look what they were able to do with these callas by placing them downside. And it looks like I worked for hours doing this. You know, I manipulated this, or, you know, and I've worked so hard bending and massaging, because people talk sometimes about massaging flowers and making them change directions. And you certainly can do that. I mean, you know, you certainly can, the heat of your hands and stuff like that. But this is a fast, easy trick that makes it go quicker. Now you see, I've got that. And so I'm going to leave this one, and I think I'm going to leave one more until after I've added my ilex berries. Okay, so I think, well, okay, so I'm sitting here contemplating, because I have this one that's a yellowish coloration. Isn't that pretty? And wouldn't that be awesome in there? But then I also have this one that's a huge contrast. And I think I'm going to go with the contrast, and I'm going to save this to pair with my ranunculus because it's going to look really good. So we're going to use this contrasting dark orange coloration. And I love it. Again, I'll use my knife to cut this open. And the other thing about it too, the other thing that affected my choice here is that I have, there's some branches on here, and it's branchy. So that's good. Now, also remember, these are California grown and American grown. Look at that. So they're grown actually north of Arcata, up in Willow Creek. And the thing about them too that Lane told me that I love about these is that the bears like them. The bears like to come eat these. And that's pretty cool, right? So I love that the bears like them too. And, you know, so I've never had the chance to go see them in bloom up there, but I think that would be super, super fun. So now look at, I've got some branching that's going on like that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this short, and I want to balance it across the top, because what I want to do is I want to make kind of a canopy that's going to go over the top of these. And I think that that's going to be the fun part. They're heavy too. So I mean, those, look at that wants to bounce a little bit because they're heavy berries. And so we're just going to lay these across the top. You know, it has a Ikebana-esque look to it, I think, that's pretty fun. And we certainly don't have to use these everywhere. we don't have to use all of these. We can use them everywhere, but I think we should use them everywhere. I think it'd be a great idea. Let's use ilex berries everywhere. But I love these. Now, interestingly enough, in Michigan, the winterberry here in Michigan is a protected species. So we cannot cut these, the native species here in Michigan, because they are protected. So we would never want to do that. You know, you can get a hefty fine. I mean, it's like I don't know, ridiculous. So we don't want to do that. So that's why we have Sun Valley, who is able to get those beautiful ilex berries for us. Oh, see, now that guy's a little bit big. Now, you know what's kind of pretty too is they're falling down into the water. And I think that's really fun too. I would place this on a table with a votive, maybe next to it, a little candle or something. And see, this is where you make those decisions. I think about my friend Claudia Dinwiddle, who is an amazing floral artist. And she has watched our videos along with me, and she makes the most incredible things out of her garden. And this just reminds me of I can kind of see Claudia making an arrangement like this and deciding where those pieces and parts are going to go. Okay, so now we have that little nest. And now these are a couple more that I can use for something else, but I think we have enough in there. And then we're going to add a couple more of our callas, and I'm just going to add them up here at the top. And I want that to sit down in there a little bit further. So I'm going to cut it a little bit shorter. And again, those branches are creating a structure down inside there. And so I can weave my flowers through there. If I wanted to put some more flowers in there, I could too. But look at that's done. Look how pretty that is. It's those orange ilex berries and that xanthodacia from our friends at Sun Valley. Just so pretty. You know, Lane loves to grow things, and that's what I really like about this is these are some of the beautiful flowers that he grows. He has a passion for growing ilex, and I love that. And I love that he shares that with us, his passion for growing flowers, because it really is wonderful. But look at, so how easy is that? 10 stems of calla lilies, a few stems of ilex berries, and we've got something beautiful we can set on our table, and a little votive light sitting next to it so that it would kind of sparkle in the moonlight. It would be a romantic thing for dinner. So I hope you enjoyed this. Again, from my friends at Sun Valley and my friend Jenny, the Sun Valley group, the beautiful, one of the orange colors that they have. Check out, I have 2 other videos. I'm going to have 2 other ones where we're going to talk about the other colors. We're going to use the yellowy orange one that looks like this, okay? And then we're going to use a darker, deeper orange that looks like this. So 3 different colors of orange ilex from Sun Valley. All right. Thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate it. And until I see you next time, keep having fun with flowers.